Emma Lazarus was a poet. She wrote a sonnet. She was approached in 1883 about writing something about liberty, and it was scheduled to be auctioned off in an effort to help pay for the stones. That was the United States contribution to the project. We were building the pedestal. And so Joseph Pulitzer often held auctions. And the poem was auctioned off. It was called the New Colossus. For many years, no one knew what even happened to it. Emma Lazarus died about a year after the statue was dedicated here on the island. And years later, the poem would resurface. Its most famous lines include the phrases, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse from your teeming shores, send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." By now, the waves of immigrants are being processed at Ellis Island. And there's an attachment to those words with those new arrivals. And a campaign was commenced to have the 14 lines of the sonnet placed on a bronze plaque. And it was presented to the War Department. It has had several homes in the monument over its history. It's housed here in our museum now. And because the words have taken on such grandeur to the audience, people will often come up to rangers here and they'll be like, "I didn't see the plaque, I didn't see the plaque." The pedestal was designed by American architect Richard Morris Hunt. It's mostly concrete with a thin facing of granite on the outside. Inside is the winding staircases that follow the base walls. It's quite an impressive structure. You can begin to see Mr. Eiffel's supporting system that actually holds the statue down onto the pedestal, and then these huge metal structures are bolted into the pedestal walls, and that's basically how the pedestal begins to absorb some of the energy that she's generating as she's moving.
Okay, Dennis, if you don't mind, I'm going to stay close to the wall because this is scary, but this is an amazing view.
There are amazing views from the top of the pedestal. Now remember, it was designed by Richard Morris Hunt. We're at about 89 feet. And so roughly 9 or 10 stories high. And it does provide the opportunity with magnificent views of the New York Harbor, of Ellis Island, of Governor's Island, New York City's newest national park in the Bay, New Jersey, even on a blustery, cloudy, overcast day like we are having today. Visibility is probably right now at about 30 miles. But most people, as you can see, will not stay out here very long. The rangers are always holding on to their hats at this level. There's really no way to stop it if it goes.
And where is Ellis Island? Is it that one?
Ellis Island is the pretty complex. It almost looks like a castle from this distance. The main building was designed as a reception station, designed in a French Renaissance style. It often dazzled new-coming immigrants. The smaller buildings a little closer to us on Ellis Island comprise the hospital system. Some of the immigrants arrived ill. The government would try to nurse them back. Ultimately, 98% of the immigrants that arrived at Ellis Island would be allowed to stay here in the United States. The rejection rate by the federal government at the station was just 2%.
Oh.